And there we go.
Yay!
Still without any finesse, but now finally with a little tagline at the bottom.
I see we're called Full Bars Episode 3.
Yes.
So who was the first guest? Because I know I was on deck for last week and I said no. So who got time slot?
And I said no, because you wouldn't meet my demands.
Because I am a pain in the ass. No, who got episode 1? Who was more popular?
That was my friend Sam, who he lives just outside DC. And we did not talk
this
about
is the one I've met.
No, you've not met him, no.
So are these episodes archived? Can I go back and meet Sam via video?
Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, great.
And actually, if you would have been around a couple nights ago, actually 3 nights ago, for my podcast listening party, you would have met him.
Oh, okay. So I'm just epically failing at all levels of this.
Yeah, pretty much. In fact, this whole thing is just a ploy for me to actually have FaceTime with you.
You can do that whenever you want.
Are you kidding me? I play more telephone tag with you than anybody. But anyways.
Yeah, probably. I'm sorry to, you, but okay. What?
Fantastic.
That's great. So Chris, who's my partner, for the people that are out there that don't know me, he's sitting in the kitchen eating, and he just yelled, "We can put a camera in the bedroom." So that's where we're at right now. You don't want to see that. It's really like right now. It's a lot of sound machines of rain, a heated blanket, and snoring. Like there's not a lot for you to care about.
The Truman Show. Absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. You still have that. You still have that. You still have the glow in the dark hitchhiking ghost snow globe, right?
Yes. Not in my bedroom.
You paused way too long. Where is it?
Well, I was like, okay, I know where it's at, but yeah, no, it's not in the bedroom. It actually, so funny thing was, at one point it was in the bedroom, but then I can't handle any form of light. So that was, couldn't deal with it at night. So then it got moved in the office. And then where we live is in a vineyard, as you know. And so it got packed up when we were, moving stuff out in case a fire came. So it's somewhere in like the evacuation bins.
Oh, so it's safe, is what you're telling me. Like it's actually amongst the safe
because what happened was when you find out you have to like emergency evacuate, it's like, what do you take? Family photos, yearbooks, important paperwork, oil paintings from like the 20s, 40s, old stuff. And then, you have your haunted mansion bin of stuff that really is necessary to some. Not many other people, but yeah. So there was a full haunted mansion bin of stuff that got in the evacuation car. But everything's fine now. We're home and everything's good. And, that's where the ghosts reside now, is in a plastic bin.
Lovely. All right. No, so you said it to me before we started, though, but what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I have a Carthay Manhattan. You can't really see here, but I have the good cherries are in here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because, you can't go with the crappy cherries. So we're good to go.
See, I had somebody yell at me a couple weeks ago because, like, normally either you'd get a Manhattan, you'd either get it in like a rocks glass like this, which, by the way, I have no good cocktail glassware aside from the tiki glasses you gave me, and then these ones that Nicole gave me.
Oh, see, those are the good ones. I used to have ones like that for Amber, and then I don't know. When I moved up here, it was like piece by piece. Our kitchen's really small, but these are fun. They have like a little bubble in the bottom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
that like moves around.
No, it's like blown into the glass.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Curious. But no, anyway, so the point, a couple weeks ago I made it the Manhattan, and it was normally it would be up if you stir it, chill it, And then
we've gone through this before.
And you just pour it neat. But for some reason, Carthay Circle at DCA does it with not only in a like up in the what is that, a coupe glass?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they also put that sphere of ice in there, which I love. But I guess is in some circles blasphemous.
You know, it depends. I have a friend who has a cocktail business out of his house, and he hand carves those things and puts dried flowers, and so it depends on what you think is blasphemous. I mean, this is pretty blasphemous here because I got an ice machine for Christmas. I love chewing on ice, so technically this is pretty now diluted and crappy, but I'm loving it because I got a little Manhattan and I have the chewable ice and life is good.
Yeah, you can just put those in two separate glasses.
But we should mention that I am not like you with cocktails. I, hate them shaken, but I don't send them back.
Hey, just because I did that 3 times in Palm Springs at the same dinner.
At Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I did do that. That woman was not having it.
Yeah. Oh. Well, for context for people that are watching this, we were in a very small mountain town, very red county. They do not know what the hell is happening. Trevor's with people he's never met before that are like 30 years older than him that are like, who's this guy from LA 30. Sending? Well, I mean, 30 years older at least than you.
Yeah.
And it's like, who's this guy that came from LA that's sending back his cocktail? Somebody we're like, no, we're sending him back, and we send him back and we get him, and we're like, there's a huge difference.
There was
a considerable difference.
There's a huge difference.
It was a really good call.
Manhattan and a stirred one.
Yeah, it was a very good call on your part. So these are stirred. The one I'm having now is stirred because you do not shake a Manhattan.
Damn it! Right? Damn! Skip it. Yeah.
That's not even something that you should have to like tell somebody. Like they should just know.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever been in a bar with me when I order? This happened a few times a few years ago, where I'd order Manhattan. The bartender would put everything in the glass in the shaker.
Oh God!
And then all of a sudden, I see him like put the top on, and I I'm at the edge of the bar, and I'm like, no! And I kind of like
I've never seen you do this. But I could see you doing this. Like, don't waste that liquor, sir. Like, don't do that. Yeah, no.
They'd shake it, and I go, I'm sorry. I should have specified. Can you stir it? And then they're like,
oh yeah.
They start doing it all up again, and then they're not happy.
Yeah, well.
Whatever. Anyways, so
tonight, better. And then you know what? Let me add. Whoever shakes it, they put a maraschino cherry in it. It goes hand in hand.
Oh, inevitably. With the stem still on at that too, which is disgusting.
Yeah, there you go. It's an establishment where the woman is like, I can tie the stem. Like that's the establishment you're at when they're shaking it.
I saw a meme about that recently where it was like a girl like tying a stem, a cherry stem with her tongue, and then it like cuts to, and it was like a cartoon guy, but it cuts to this cartoon like basically like imagine like her, the insinuation of her doing that, but like to his junk. It's like, is it really a thing? And then he's like getting rushed in an ambulance to the ER because of what she did to him.
Oh my God. That's so good.
But anyway.
Oh my God.
I tried out something new tonight. It's used as tequila, so I assume it's Hispanic, but it's called a Prado. It's tequila and what else did I put in here? Egg white. So it's got some froth there, lime juice, and maraschino liqueur. Actually,
you know what I just realized, because we were discussing how you needed to come visit after a negative COVID test. I think your payment to get into the building is going to be cocktail service. Well,
you want me to? Do you want me to like take my entire liquor bar up with me?
No, I'll tell you what liquor we have, and then you can plan the cocktails.
I actually would really like that.
Right? Yeah, I think this will be good. You plan the nightly cocktails. Yeah. We'll plan what goes in the sous vide, and life will be, we'll pretend we're fancy during COVID for a while.
I'll bring a bow tie. I have absolutely zero desire to get into the kitchen and cook anything, as evidenced by the years of you making fun of me for sweet potato and asparagus and all that stuff. Like, you guys would come over on Friday nights when I was living with Tim. I'd do my laundry and bake my food for the next week. And it was just asparagus.
Well, yeah. And for anyone watching, they don't you had your set meal was literally, it was roasted chicken and asparagus. And then at some point your diet switched up to trying to do salmon or fish for a month.
Yeah, that was not a good call.
Yeah. And then it was back to the chicken.
I tried the fish thing. It was not good.
Yeah, well,
I stunk up a workplace with that one time.
Wait, were you the guy in the office that microwaves your fish?
No, it doesn't sound like me.
Okay, because you said you stunk up the office, so.
Yeah, but it also was me one time.
Yeah, see, because there's always that one guy.
I did it once.
Yeah, but you're never gonna live it down. It's
that's okay. They fired me.
Right. So yeah. So it's there's.
It wasn't because of that.
One time I worked in an office and I burned popcorn in the break room. I have never made popcorn in an office again. It's the trauma stayed with me because now no fish in the microwave.
Wait, no, but wait, don't you guys have a hot air popcorn popper? That's what you need for the office, if anything, but also at home. It's just better.
I feel like I do.
Look how you don't even know.
Yeah, we can go into the whole thing. It's a very small kitchen. There's a sub storage of kitchen supplies. I think we still have the popcorn popper. We'll have to get that out. Yeah, apparently we're supposed to do it on the stove, shake it really fast. In a pot. So
that just sounds like way too much work. Why would anybody want to do that?
Well, yesterday here we had a live cooking show.
Oh yeah, which by the way, Chris, that pizza looked amazing.
Chris is over here. Yeah. So there was so basically what happened was Chris has a friend and he moved to Indiana and he
a very bad decision. Go on.
Oh, well, they have a nice house. The wife's from there. Anyways.
Affordable. Never mind. Good choice. Go ahead.
Affordable, great choice. He's a chef in a career. So they both love cooking. So they've decided to start doing video chats of teaching each other how to cook recipes. So the pizza was yesterday. So the dough sat out for several hours and rose, and then you have to do this whole thing where you put the cornmeal down, the dough down, and then you kind of put it all together, and then you move it over to your stone in your oven. Well, we have a stone, but we don't have a pizza peel. And so the first pizza went a little awry. And so it tasted very good. It looked really kind of cookie. And I mean, the second one turned out really well, and I mean, they both taste great. So that's all that really matters. So now, it's a matter of now executing it even better, and we're going to get a pizza peel and, stop the frozen pizzas, I guess. Anyways, yeah. So it was being in a restaurant. We had all the ingredients. And then our friend showed us up because he made a Hawaiian pizza with jalapeno toppings. But they even made homemade sausage with pork and fennel and. Yeah.
When you say homemade sausage, do you mean they bought the ground pork and then put all the crap in it and?
Yeah.
Okay, not they killed the pig and
baked
slit
it all
its
up
neck
and then
drained it
poured
down.
it apart. I really did nothing. I mean, my extent of yesterday was going to Trader Joe's, coming home, saying, here's some of the things that we still need, and then doing nothing, and then just showing up with cold beer and eating it.
But that makes you a hero. That's the same way that I would be.
No, it's not. I'm not a hero. I'm no hero. He bought literally everything but the basil I wanted. So
see, but
I'm taking zero credit for this. I know my place in this. My place was showing up and eating it.
You brought the cold beer though. That's what my contribution would be for making the cocktails while you guys are cooking. Is the cooking is the main course. The thing that I don't want to do. Making the cocktails is just fun for me. And if that's my contribution,
I might have brought the cold beer. He didn't even have the beer.
What beer did you bring?
Oh well, it was really pitiful beer. I mean, I still have.
Was it Coors?
Yeah, we went. Oh no, it's worse. Like we don't like. I like beer, and like this is just like this is water that gets me tipsy, basically. But he had. We still have a bunch of beers from when we went to Fort Bragg. Where was it that we went? Lost Coast Brewery. And so we brought home like samplers to do a sampler at home. Yeah, we were going to do that last night and it didn't happen.
What was that brewery that we went to on the way? It was that Thanksgiving weekend. Was it on the way into San Francisco that I like basically insisted we stop at? The one that had the sausage outside or the hot dogs? What was it? The barbecue.
Amador County Brewing.
That one. That was great.
Yes. So we actually have gone there during COVID once, and we sat outside and there was it wasn't barbecue, but it was something else. But yeah, they always have food there and stuff. But yeah, that place is fantastic.
Love that spot. Yeah. We went there on the way to the chapel, right? Or where were we going? Was that on the way to the Dickens Fair?
We were staying out in and we were staying in Amador County. So I don't think we had wine when we were out there.
We went to the winery. That's right.
Did we go to the winery?
Oh, yeah. Because I got tipsy at that shit. We got a couple of photos from that.
So I feel like whoever's probably watching this right now, like Amador County is middle of literally nowhere, like Northern California, about an hour southeast of Sacramento for reference. And it's really kind of unknown. And it is a quarter, if that, of the cost of Napa, and the wine is just as good. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it also does the same work.
It's not better. And if you like antiques, it's the better place to go than Napa. That's for sure. So
see, that's the thing, the antiquing and the wineries. I'm a fan.
And the creepy old cemeteries from like the 1800s.
Yep, that was fun. Trying to find the oldest tombstone or headstone in the cemetery that we could on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. So there's some spots I haven't taken you to that are literally have been on like ghost hunters, and you go down into these like tunnels, and there'll be people with like ghost meters. We did this one year, like 2 days before Halloween. We went down there with cocktails, and we walked into a deaf man and his friend with ghost meters, and they were going off, and everybody's talking to the ghosts. And there's some crazy stuff out in those hills that you find.
Sounds like a better version of what I did with Bert and the guys when we were in Las Cruces, New Mexico. We did a ghost tour of an old courthouse and jail.
I never heard that.
Oh, there's a video on Bert's social about it, but no, we did that one night, and we actually we just started messing around. That's what happens when you take a group of comedians into a haunted courthouse.
Well, yeah. There's a story that one of my friends likes to tell. We went Friday the 13th to the Winchester House, and any Friday the 13th at the Winchester House, they do a tour that you have to go through with a flashlight, and everything's pitch black.
Oh, I want to do it. Can we do it?
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But anyways,
Friday the 13th.
So we had cocktails before we went, and the tour guide was like pointing out stories and stuff. And I said something about like, oh, like talking about the ghost, and oh, you mean the hot one? Because the guy looked very attractive in this photo. Obviously the dead man. So like 2 rooms later, some random guy that I don't know goes, oh, you mean the hot one? It's like, I am never speaking again on this tour. Like some random person's making fun of me at this point. And it's just not okay. So this was probably like 4 years ago or something. And my friend Hannah continues to be like, remember the hot one? Stop it. This poor man that died in like early 1900s or something.
You do got a real thing for the paranormal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So when we go, I'll point them out to you.
Well, I just looked it up and I'm sad because the next Friday the 13th isn't until August.
Oh, that's good. Maybe everyone will have their shots then.
Well, I mean, there's that, yes, but if that holds true, then like I'm gonna be back on tour in August.
Oh yeah, well then you're screwed, my friend. They do theme things there too. So like at Christmas they have Santa. I've never seen that. So yeah, they have a bunch of cool stuff that they do at the Winchester House. We had living here, moving here from where you are, it was just kind of like, you find things to do that are something different. And when that movie Winchester came out, they actually had a premiere party at the Winchester House.
Oh,
and somehow we got tickets to it. And it ended up being a cocktail party in the actual house. Which they rarely have anything in there. And when you go on the tour, you can't take pictures, but the party you could. So it was really cool to walk around with a cocktail in the middle of the actual ballroom at the Winchester House. And then anyone that hasn't been there, it used to be a house with nothing around it, but now in San Jose they've built a Santana Row that they call. And it's a whole area that's really kind of fancy with high-end restaurants and a theater. So we had this cocktail party at the house and then walked over and watched the movie. So, I mean, they do really neat events there, and you got to give them credit.
Yeah. Bit of sleepover on the lawn, right?
I don't know about that. The last time I was there was Christine McConnell, who I know you.
Oh, yes.
Like. Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous.
A massive room, and it was like one of the largest gingerbread houses ever created that she took like 3 months to make. And it was an installation there. So they do neat outreach things there for like the holidays.
That's fantastic. See, that's what I love about like anytime that I get in your physical space. It's the immediate, just like a bullet point list of like, we're doing this, and that. In fact, I think that weekend up for Thanksgiving, didn't I like you guys pick me up from the train station? We immediately stopped by a sanitarium.
I think we picked you up from this train station in the ghetto.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
And what happened? We immediately Chris is walking by like a monk. he's got like Chris, come here, make an appearance. Yes.
Is it a Wookiee costume?
No, you're just going. It's like he pulled his thing full up, and it was really kind of like. So no, we picked you up in like the ghetto. We went to that nice coffee shop though, and then it was like immediately we headed out to Amador County.
Right. That's
and
right.
We took you everywhere. And then that's when I had we stayed there like 2 nights, and then I had like my full I think, or one night, I don't know. But remember we went to that house in the middle of the woods that was like Snow White's cabin, and I started crying in pure shock.
You were definitely crying, and it was warranted.
Well, I mean, it literally it looked like Snow White's cabin, and so you parked on a street, walked across a literal bridge over a river, and you got to this cabin just covered in moss with like an outdoor fireplace covered in moss and cobblestone, and then you go in and it's like a house that's curated like.
Yeah, the only way that it could have been better is if, like, as we walked over the bridge, there was like some slow moving, like low hanging fog over the ground, just like going over the moss covered rock.
That's the only thing that could have improved it. Yeah, no, I mean literally, like it was unbelievable, and then it was so down to the owner of the house, like hand painted paintings of owls and like. Yeah, there was.
That's the most fun I've ever had with a group of geriatrics.
Hey, don't call them that. They're fantastic individuals.
We're great. I love the fact that all of them were like 60, mid 60s, and most of them above that.
Yeah,
and they're just like drinking hard liquor, and I was like, all right,
yeah,
these are people I can hang with.
Like it was like Mary, who's like 54. No, Mary's 20 years older than me. So Mary at the time was like 55, and she is like a fan of gin and tonics. They must go everywhere. And yeah, it was gin and tonic happy hour at this Snow White cabin in the woods. Before, we went and went to cemeteries. And that's the way to really do Thanksgiving.
It was the best Thanksgiving I think I've ever had.
Yeah, no, like the way to do Thanksgiving is you have your food, you have your cocktails, and then you walk amongst the dead, and you're like, I'm thankful to be alive.
It was cocktail reception in Snow White's cottage, dinner in a 100-year-old hotel.
No, like a over 200-year-old hotel in an old mining town.
And then post dinner in a cemetery.
Yeah, hiking up and with the photo of you and all the men in your like pea coats standing in the cemetery.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that Thanksgiving could be so spooky, but also awesome.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, you got to continue that stuff from like once October 1st hits. You know me, once October 1st hits, you're good until that Christmas tree comes out. So yeah.
Oh, I missed that. We got to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that was like with this Halloween when you came down, where it was just like, get in the car, loser. We're going Halloweening. And I'm like, yes.
Literally, I pulled up. Are you going to get in? Okay, good. So I have an itinerary for you. Don't ask questions. Let's see what's shit and what is not. And that pumpkin patch that one was shit. But the rest of it was good.
It pretty much was. That place, I don't know, I don't know what that place is about. I feel like that's a spot that, which God bless them if this is their angle. If it's purely for Instagram people to be like, hey, here's me amongst a pile of pumpkins.
I was gonna say there was nothing there for Instagram, but then in true LA fashion, we show up and there's that girl with her dressed up dog that's like fits in a purse and she's taking glamour shots of it, and it's like, all right, we've arrived.
There was that little arch lattice piece that we took a photo in. They had a couple of... And
then we immediately left.
Yeah, we were there for a grand total of 8 minutes.
Yeah, and we bought nothing. So are they really winning? No, they're not doing well. An encounter, and then you have the full counterpart of like, hey, we're gonna go to an art gallery. I want to see some art. And we show up and we got Michael Myers band playing, and we're like, oh well, this was a great surprise.
That was fun.
Yeah. And then we were like, well, you never know what's going to happen when we go places.
That was good. The charcoal ice cream was good. That gallery was fun.
Yeah, they had like a whole thing at Christmas that I didn't go, obviously didn't come down to because shit's awry. But shit's awry. COVID's awry. It's gotten bad.
I definitely heard something else.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, but yeah. Oh yeah, no, I didn't come down for Christmas, or I would have gone back at Christmas because they had they took all the pumpkins left over from hanging up at Halloween and stuff, and they turned them into a Christmas tree.
Whoa, I
I
should have
like
done
stacked
that.
it. Yeah. Sorry, I should have told you to go.
Dang it.
I
I
know.
mean, I mean, to be completely honest, I pretty much only do like the coolest things I ever do, I seem to do with you.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, for example, so like when I this Christmas I had like a bunch of like built up free rental days with a rental company because of work. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna cash in one of those and I'm gonna get a convertible. So basically basically for
Oh, I
free.
wanted to do that. See, I
And
didn't get
and
to do that.
and go through like drive through neighborhoods put with their Christmas light displays. And the whole
Yeah.
time I'm doing this, I'm like, this is something Hollywood do.
I was so jealous. I mean, but the thing is, I would not do that because I would not realize to rent the convertible. I mean, that's really upping the game.
Well, okay, so like we did with the same group of friends, we did what was the first thing we did? I can't remember the first thing we
Well,
did.
you
We did
guys
like
had like a
one.
whole, you had a whole thing this year, right?
Yeah, I got into like got a little corn pod going with friends who are in another apartment.
Okay.
So like
I
that's
thought
like
you said
our
corn, like, yeah.
well, like quarantine pod, so quarantine or whatever. So
Yeah.
what was the first thing we did? We did the Six Flags thing, which was awesome. And then where else did we go
Did you
after
go
that? We had like
nuts?
one. That was it. We did
Yeah.
Knott's. We did Knott's first, which was great. That was actually my first time ever at Knott's Berry Farm.
Which is
Like
just
ever.
really a shame.
I know, but it was still great. It was a
Right.
great experience. And then then after that we did the Six Flags thing. And while we're like the day before the Six Flags thing, I was thinking like I should rent a convertible. And then there was just that was when I started trying to figure out like what where I had my rental days. It was this whole weird thing. There's no point in getting into it.
Yeah.
But trying to like then I started trying to figure that out. So then I figured it out just in time before Christmas to where I got my two friends who are still in town out of that pod. I got them on board and was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna rent this car. I rented it the day before, got it set up. We did a Christmas Eve.
Yes.
And
I
oh no,
remember. Yeah.
day before Christmas Eve, and then went out and did the thing, and just had it for the night.
You
But it
did
was
Christmas
great.
Tree Lane, right? In
Yeah,
Pasadena.
a Christmas Tree Lane in Pasadena or Altadena,
Mhm.
and then Candy Cane Lane out in like Woodland Hills.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. We did Christmas Eve here. And it's ironic, like it's kind of interesting, because we live in this small wine town, and it's ironic to me that this town decorates more heavily for Halloween than for Christmas. So it's like Halloween, you don't really need to search very long to find just tons of Halloween displays. Christmas here was another story where like the town council released a list of homes to go to for Christmas, and we quickly realized all of them on it were really bad. But we went out on Christmas Eve, right? I think, yeah, Christmas Eve. And we just went out for like 3 hours with hot chocolate with some vodka in it, and it was a good time.
Yeah. Good move.
There's one, so it was really neat. And then and we ended up going to this candy cane lane, and I had heard about it, and we get there, and there's literally like, because of COVID, no one is doing anything. So it's just cars coming from literally everywhere, like 2-hour line to get onto this thing. So we're like, we'll come back later. So we came back at like 11 o'clock at night. No one was there. There's some random guy at that point dancing outside in a unitard of a candy cane, literally.
That's
like,
awesome.
drunk dancing around his fire pit. And then further down, there's just got,
drunk candy cane dance around a fire pit. Nice.
Oh yeah, it was good times. Yeah, and then I'm, in true form, I'm yelling at the guy that he needs to pose for me, and Great. Yeah, it was a great street, And I thought it was nice because there was someone that had just moved in, you could tell, and they were renovating the property. So there's literally like dumpsters and outhouses and like all the framework as they're fixing up this house. And the single street is so into it that even these people renovating their house have painted plywood with like Christmas decor on the plywood on their being renovated house. And it's
wow.
And I was like, that's so, just like a heartwarming Christmas thing of how fantastic is this that these people buy this house and they're already so into it that their house is literally being fixed and they're, at least trying to participate. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Shifting gears though, we got to talk about our background, but then also just about Disney in general.
Okay. Now I'm seeing a thing that's going by that I think is for people watching this that says freshen your beverages. And I got to say, since I'm partaking in this, am I still allowed to? Because I'm out.
Do you want to go make a drink?
Yeah, I think I want to go make a drink. But it's literally, I left everything. It's going to take me maybe 2 minutes. It's literally ice, whiskey, 2 other things. So is there like an intermission music you can play?
Just talk in general.
Okay.
I'm working on the intermission stuff.
Okay.
I could also just shout at you as you're away and hope that you hear it and just make fun of you from time to time. It's a very lovely couch.
Back with my cocktail.
All right, here we go. All right, now while she's away.
For other people that don't know, we used to look like twins.
Used to?
Well, I mean, I have no hair, or you've got no facial hair anymore.
What are you talking about? This is back.
In comparison.
In comparison?
And then I got like this huge mop head going on.
Yeah, I'm
too afraid to cut my own hair like you do.
I actually haven't done it in a while. I got a haircut in June, and I've been able to like do that consistently until everything shut down again. 2 months ago, at least. I think my last haircut was just before. Was it early November? I think it was early November.
Wow.
I've actually kind of refused to cut it. I'm like, all right, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Just leave
it out. Get that bloom going.
Well, I was thinking of actually like trimming up the sides again, like taking it down to the skin and just leaving the top. And either this will be a bird's nest or it might be a cool faux hawk. I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
Gonna do it.
Do it.
It's gonna take a little bit more liquor to do it, though.
Well, so what you're saying is you're gonna be nonstop drunk the whole time.
It takes me about an hour to do it. Anytime I have to ever do anything that's tedious or very like adult, like I'm like I gotta have a couple of drinks while I do this.
Why too? So do you have the shakes?
No, it's just annoying. Adult stuff is annoying. I was like, I gotta do my taxes. Tequila.
So did the government give you more money back then when you drink and do your taxes?
I mean, they don't do that because I drink more when I'm doing my taxes.
I made no money last year, government. Give me all of my money back.
I would care for all of that back in my pocket. Thank you very much.
Right.
So now what's been going on? That's a fantastic hat.
I love these
two very different things to address.
What's that?
Two very different things to address. What's been going on and also commentary on the hat.
Oh, the hat. You just go to a snow community and you just look for the hats. That's the only way you can find a decent one. But I love these hats too. But it doesn't ever get cold enough where I can wear one. So I'm always happy when I can. Other than that, I've been lucky. I've just been working kind of nonstop to the point. I actually just went. There's this place called the Deaf and Blind School in Fremont. The thing is from grade school to all the way through like the end of high school. So it's basically a college campus where these kids come, and half of it's the blind side and half of it's the deaf side. And they live on the campus like during the weekdays and then go home on the weekends and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool thing. They were remodeling, so I was in there doing some inspections and stuff like that. But yeah, nonstop work. Oh, Holly mentioned the whole Discord pizza thing.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. It was really nice to make pizza with my friend Tom. He broke his shit incidentally like a few weeks ago, similar to what Holly did. But
Really?
basically, it was instead of coming off a rock for 6 inches, he came off a step on the staircase and
like a staircase.
Yeah, like a staircase, like the one in your boat.
See, that's worse because at least for Holly, we were at least out in nature when that happened.
Yeah. No, she explained the situation to them. All right, peace out.
Intermission's over, apparently. Just so you know, I made like a cocktail, like 2, and so we're good. I'm good for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, then you might have to entertain for a minute because if I'm out of this soon.
Well, yeah, see, but you don't have like a fill-in. You need a fill-in.
I don't have that. I'm single. I live actually. What's the if you ever really want to just like experience like the glaring situation of your singleness, live with a married couple during a pandemic.
Wait, you have 2 roommates that are married?
Where the hell have you been?
I don't know. Living under a rock. I've never been there, so I don't know. Wait. So you live with a married couple, and you're like the guy with the serial killer board in the other room?
Holly, don't help me.
No!
The real third wheel.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been like I basically just like they're in the room all day.
Yeah.
Sometimes out in like the kitchen baking that or on the living room, and then I'm kind of like, oh, I guess I kind of like I'm just gonna hang in my room. I've built out my room to just be self-sufficient. So aside from needing to go to the kitchen every now and then, like,
I gotta say though, that is a good setup, and I'll tell you why. When I was younger and had a roommate, in my 20s, it was like she would bring home a new random person like every night. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And at least you're not going to be like inundated with weird random people that you're going to run into at like 2 a.m. in your kitchen.
Yeah. No. It's been good. Because like even when I moved in, like he was already engaged, and then it was just this like I was actually planning on being gone already by the time that he ended up actually getting married, and then that didn't happen.
Well, I feel like when you find a good living situation, it's hard to be like, I'm gonna go now.
Well, I mean, come on, I was living alone before, and I'd really love to live alone. You know how anal retentive I am.
I mean, well, when you met me, it was like, where do you live? Because I had hit the point where I didn't want to live with roommates anymore. I had lived in a house with 5 people in Orange County. I was literally 15 minutes from Disneyland. I would go nearly every night. But it got to the point that it was like, I can't stand living with other people. Not that I don't love other people. I just got to the point that I was like, I want to be by myself. Because it's hard to live with someone. It's just there's quirks and annoying things, and it's just easier when you're by yourself because you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, who needs pants? I mean, that's my takeaway.
Who needs pants?
Especially now.
I will say I have been literally living in sweatpants since March 15th.
Who needs them? But anyway, all right. So, but the more fun things. So the Disneyland stuff. Thoughts on pass holder program going away? Because you love to regale me with the stories about when you were a kid and you get pulled into the daytime parades and get the dance in the middle of all that and the way things used to be.
Yeah, because I was blessed, and I realize how so many people tell me about their childhoods, and I'm just gonna say, like, everyone in context of their life thinks they were bullied or something happened to them or something was bad. And the older you get, the more reflective you are on kind of your life and everything. I realized how incredibly blessed I was. And so I grew up, and it's like if I got my homework done, I would be taken to Disneyland as like a reward for getting done early. I lived in a place as a kid where at the end of the day, I would go down to the end of the street and watch the fireworks. So I know how lucky I am. And it makes me sad for kids like how I was raised. And I have some friends that, that's what they do with their kids. They take their kids to Disneyland all the time, and it brings their kids joy. So that part makes me sad. I also think that this is a long time coming, not because of obviously COVID and everything shutting down. I think they'll eventually bring the pass holder program back. But I think you're really looking at probably 8 years ago, stuff really got out of control. I think they started selling too many passes. I think the fact that they put it on a payment plan allowed way too many people to get it. And I hate saying that as the liberal that I am, because it allowed access for anyone, any, type of money. If you have an extra $50 a month, you can.
Pass holders should not be reserved for the 1%.
Yes, exactly. But it also put a payment program in place that caused it to go out of control. And you slowly saw it where, I haven't had a pass. I had a pass for about a year after I moved to Northern California. And you would go on the weekends, or 6-7 years ago, you would go during the week and it was so packed like a sardine on Main Street on a Wednesday night. And it's attributed to the fact that everybody ended up getting passes. And you had all these Instagrammers that had to, have their Disney bound on, and therefore have their Instagram famous Disney outfits. And I think the whole thing is a shame because of it. And it makes me sad, but I feel like it was coming. Especially, I can't even imagine working for Disney right now, and the amount of inbound calls they probably have with people yelling and screaming about their payment plan. And I want to extend my pass with no idea when they're going to go again. So I think they're going to bring the pass holding back. But obviously, this is the smart thing to do from a customer service standpoint, at least for them. Yeah. So they can just be done with this right now. But I can't imagine being grandfathered into a pass that's not offered anymore.
Oh, no. No. That's just gone. And like that was a conversation that I've had with people within the company who, and short version of the story is like, we have 1.2 million pass holders, and we can't not get rid of them, but you'd think you'd try to create more of an exclusive thing by like raising the price, thinking that would shed some numbers, and it didn't.
It didn't. Yeah.
And trying to figure out like how, and the problem is like you have all these people in the parks who are not spending any money. Yeah. So then you have to raise the price of everything in general, so that your price per person, price per head is hitting that average, or at least that minimum. But I think ultimately it's a great thing, because after a few years of trying to figure it out, it didn't actually figure much of anything out. Like I think that like the social media stuff, in addition to the huge pass holder program, is what led to all of the like seasonal churros, the popcorn buckets, the stupid buttons and magnets, trying to like make the APs feel like they've got value, was just absolutely pointless.
Well, and I find it interesting now seeing people in the middle of COVID, like if I was in Southern California, I would have wanted to go. Like we had talked about it before stuff got worse, of scheduling to go to Carthay to have dinner, because it's kind of like,
I love that.
Oh my God, I don't have to pay to get in to go eat at Carthay. But it's also the idea of people literally right now are going there to shop to buy popcorn buckets they had planned for, right? They're just buying the bucket or the sippy cup with nothing in it. And it's just crazy to me that it's gotten to that point.
Yeah.
And I'm not a like, my opinion on this, but I'm not a person that was raised watching Star Wars. Like, I was incredibly mad when that land was built. I'm like, well, I'm not going to see a cow and have barbecue anymore. You're taking this away from me.
Put those two things together. I'm going to see a cow and have barbecue.
I just want to see a cow with a Mickey face that's on it, have some barbecue, see Santa in his little shed at Christmas. And it's like, I understand that people like love Star Wars and it's a huge thing, but I feel like the more they go in to buying these franchises or developing the parks for these franchises, it just becomes so like Instagram worthy and like feeding into society. And I'm happy for the people that love it, but it's also like, great. I heard that news. Well, you and I were sitting in the room when they announced it. And we're like, this is coming. Here we go. And you can just, as someone that grew up there and loves it like a home, then I know so many other people feel that way like I do. It's hard to see it just be overtaken where you have this feeling of this is home, and you go there and you can't even walk down Main Street because it's so full. And I know it's special to me, and in turn it's special to other people the same exact way, and everyone needs access to it, but it's just really hard when, I haven't had a pass in 6 years. I've only been one time, and the one time I went, I paid for a day ticket. I went in, and I was like miserable because it was hot. It was July. It was hot. I probably rode like 4 rides, and it was so cramped. And it was like a Tuesday, and I just couldn't get past the fact that it was like a Tuesday and there was that many people there. But you can't go back in the past. You're not going to get back to like 1991 when you could go and walk on Space Mountain in 10 minutes on a Wednesday night. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. There'll be something different. A change is going to come. It'll be for the best. There'll be a shift in all of it.
I think they'll restart the pass holder program. I think there's going to be different parameters to it. I think that they're probably going to do away with the payment plan. I can't do the Bernie Sanders voice. I think it's sad for many, and I think people that truly love Disneyland have the time now to just be like, okay, it's going to come back. Let me save money and pay for it up front. Like,
can I be completely honest though? The two things that I love the most are not even in the parks. It's Trader Sam's and Napa Rose.
I've gone to Napa Rose one time, and it was like 2006. Like, that's how long ago it was. And I really, truly think I should give it a different second opportunity, because the first time I was not impressed.
There's a reason why Jess and I go there for our birthdays once a year.
Yeah, no, I have not. I haven't been since like 2006. I went for my birthday, and I was like, nah, no. And I do think I need to go back.
This is the really dumb thing about it, is that like I feel like the amount of time that people spend like following sports and what players get traded to what teams, I keep on top of which executive chef is going around the Disneyland resort.
And I think that's more important. I hear it's like, I will tell you, the one true blessing of COVID, and you wouldn't know anything about this, but to anyone that's listening or watching that has worked in an office, the one true blessing of COVID is not being in office with dudes and girls that are like, let's talk about the fantasy football of the week. What player are you trading?
I got invited to a fantasy football league a couple years ago, and it was with a couple of people that like professionally I would have wanted to like build a relationship with, but I just couldn't get past the football part of it.
Well, so I've been working from home, as you know, since March, which I'm very adamant there's no need for me to be in an office because I do sales. And I just think it's hilarious. I got an email from someone in the office on Friday that was like, Holly, we haven't heard from you yet. Do you want to contribute to the Super Bowl pool that we do every year this year? And I was like, the only reason I've ever contributed to it is because I've literally gone to a party and it's been the one thing to look forward to the whole party is, am I going to win money? There's no party this year, right? I literally said, I'm going to no party this year, therefore I really don't care. I'm not even going to watch it.
Yeah.
But fair. I mean, who's the halftime performer? Maybe I'll tune in for that.
I think they announced it and I went, I don't know who that is, and I just stopped paying attention.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, last year J-Lo put literally every woman in her place for being 50 and being able to do what she did. So
both her and Shakira.
Yeah, it was good times. It was like, oh, I gotta pay attention to this part. Like, I'm the person that watches the Super Bowl and is like, oh, the game's over. Oh, time for commercials. I watch the commercials instead of the game.
Commercials and halftime. That's all it's for.
That's all it's for. Yeah.
Yeah. The players are just ornamental at that point.
Yeah. So I appreciate the fact that you watch where the chefs are going. That's much more important of a player than a football player.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Carthay Circle has gone downhill.
Glad you're following the executive chef there, but
well, the last time I had dinner there with my folks, it was like it was roundabout Halloween time. So, as soon as Halloween passes, they immediately go to Christmas. Yeah.
And they didn't. You told me there was like a fall menu and like.
Oh, no.
Right?
It was the fall dinner menu in October, but like even at that, like it wasn't the food wasn't great. And then the dessert menu was still the summer menu.
Oh,
and I'm like, it's about to be Christmas time and you're still
not okay.
Like,
no.
Why is this happening?
No. When this is over and we can go like out, because I think I used to, before I had the job I have now, I was in food service industry for over 8 years.
Mm-hmm. The conventions in Chicago and what have you, yeah.
And one of the executive chefs that I love, he actually opened a restaurant in Laguna Beach. He's got out of the first one that he had in Orange. He now has a location in Laguna Beach. And I can't wait to go because, it's going to be higher end than what the gastropub was that he had. And it's been interesting to see what they're doing through COVID. And he's a really good guy. And so he really promotes his people. So he has like a sous chef that is a Mexican guy, and he's now letting the sous chef sell like homemade tamales out of the restaurant to like sell to people.
Oh, that's awesome.
But the menu looks great. The place is called Harley in Laguna. So
Harley. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go on basically. I'm gonna get like you, me, once we've all got vaccines, and a couple of the people who love tiki stuff, and we're just gonna go on a SoCal tiki bar. Just this whole thing. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
Like Strong Water opened in Anaheim. There's another spot my buddy Chris went to. But yeah, where there's we're gonna like take this like year of pent up energy. Soon to be like year and a half, and we're just gonna like a rocket.
You know what's funny is I'm drinking cocktails now talking to you. I like this whole time I haven't even, a lot of people have been drinking heavily at home and I haven't been doing it.
I don't know anything about that.
No, I'm just saying I haven't been doing it at all. It's been like, oh, a light beer, okay. So yeah, that's gonna be like we need a hotel. So I don't know if you follow. There's the guy online is Tiki Tony that does the tiki custom tiki.
I have met Tiki Tony.
Well, lucky you. So he's done like amazing ones. He did like the elephant in the water from a Jungle Cruise. So I don't know if you saw today, he did a sketch of the Bernie Sanders with the mittens and the chair, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so he's like, he like puts it out and he's like, just a joke, right? And people are like, you have to make this. It's like, I want the Bernie tiki mug now. Like, you've put it out there, in the universe. You cannot deny it.
I love that he, like, when asked about it, they're like, hey, Bernie, those mittens, those are great. He's like, we also make really great coats in Vermont.
Well, I think the greatest part, like, I mean, I love him. And I think the greatest part of the whole thing is, in true Bernie fashion, he has a really good social media team. They immediately got on it. They made sweatshirts that sold out in like an hour, and all the proceeds are going to like a Vermont food bank. And so, yeah, amazing. I'm like, and I'm like, can you release more? So of course everyone's on Tiki Tony's page today going like, you should do what Bernie did, sell these and give the money to the food bank.
And Tiki Tony's like, that's a great idea, but also like it's a pandemic and like
he's like, it's a great idea. I'm an independent artist that I don't want to do.
Also like I need food in my mouth, please and thank you.
Which, speaking of independent artists, I would like to give a cheers that Wonderland is coming back. They're bringing it back to downtown Disney.
Yeah.
I like literally saw the news and I said to Chris, who, as you know, somehow I'm with someone that does not like anything for Disney whatsoever. And he's like, well, I'm happy for you. But I was just like so happy because I was so deeply upset because there's all these artists that I love.
Yeah.
And they have downtown Disney open for people come to shop. And what do? They immediately shut down the place where all the independent artists show their work. And I'm like, and get money. And I'm like, in the middle of a pandemic, they needed more than whatever Star Wars thing they put in. So
yeah, I don't know what all that was about. I don't know what all that was about, but like they find like I think the whole thing was like because so many projects from Imagineering got just brought down, but still like the way that Imagineering works is that like they're a nonprofit generating center, so they're given a budget for the year. Yeah. So they have to use up that budget. So it's probably like we have this money here. We're not using it on anything. So it just made sense that because nothing is happening at that end, like from the monorail beam in downtown Disney and towards Disneyland Hotel, nothing's happening there.
Well,
so it just made sense. It just made sense to go like Rainforest Cafe. It's closed down. Cool. Let's, Imagineer the shit out of that. Turn that into a store.
Did you hear when Wonderground is reopening?
Not yet. No.
I haven't either, but it's my favorite place to go when I'm there, so I'm happy about it.
Oh, it's great stopping in.
It wasn't my birthday this year, but my birthday in 2019, obviously, in December 31st. It's like, what are you going to do? And everybody, including you, especially you, every year, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I think it was like December 30th, like 2019. My mom was like, I really want to take you to dinner. Where do you want to go? And I said, all I want to do is go to Jazz Kitchen, get a filet mignon, like really good wine, and go to Wonderground. And that's what we did.
That's awesome. Was that the year that I joined you guys for
No, you weren't there that year.
Was that 2018 then? They had to be 2018.
I think it was 2018 and Coco was doing a show and we had too many milkshakes. Got really drunk. Did my annual cry.
Oh, that was a good cry.
I mean, I feel like everybody hits that point where it's like, I've had too much. It's my birthday. It's like that song. Like, what's that song from like the 60s about the girl crying? I can't remember right now.
I feel like that's a pool of songs here.
But I feel like I set myself up because I like shook on it with you that we would try every alcoholic milkshake on that menu.
There was only like 6 and we split all of them.
Yeah, and then we went to the secret menu that Coco knew about and that the owner had.
Right. Oh my gosh.
And then you fell asleep on a person's sofa you had never met.
Yeah.
And I sent her Yeah, and I sent her brother to go get dinner. I had sent her brother to go in true Southern California fashion. I sent her brother that was sober at 4 a.m. to go get me Del Taco.
That was a great night.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's always an adventure with you. It's never dull.
Oh yeah, there's always some random. And you know what? It's like I feel like even when I go somewhere by myself, there's some random shit that I get into. And I forget who I was talking about it the other day, but I was like, you know what? I am really lucky that all the stupid stuff I've done, I've never been arrested. And but no, and then you look at it from a standpoint of especially the last year we've had. Especially.
Yeah.
It's a lot of internal processing of like, wow, like we really like we all know, especially people our age, that we got to continue to fight our ass off for equal rights because it's bullshit that the way people are being treated. And I realized that, like, if I wasn't coming from a standpoint of being a white woman, I would have been in jail. And that's upsetting. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, don't you have that internal thought process sometimes of like shit I've done in my life? And it's upsetting to see that, but we don't want to get into anything heavy. But I'm just saying, I think everybody needs to take a stand, a look back at their lives and go, like, we need to do better.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to be out of tequila, which means you're gonna have to guest host for a second.
I don't know what topic to go on. I feel like
you know what you should do?
I feel like because I'm going to give you a suggestion. I feel like what you need to do is you need to move the camera to your creepy board and let everyone take a look into your mind.
No, that's not going to happen. I'll come up with a type of like intermission thing. We'll call it it'll be at like the 45-minute marker, and I'll go take 5 minutes, go get another drink.
Yeah, no, like you need to have that animated video like they had at like the drive-ins of like the popcorn and the hot dogs and the
yeah. Let's all go make another cocktail. Let's go make another cocktail. Like that? Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this thing on HBO Max, and it's
not a sponsor.
I would have to not sponsored. I would have to ask Chris, but it's a documentary on McDonald's. And we're like halfway through it, and it's all what he's yelling at me. Apparently he's listening to this. So he's there. It's called McMillions.
Yeah. Okay.
Documentary about like late 90s, like 90s through like 2001 of the McDonald's and Monopoly game.
Yeah.
Right. Remember, it was on all the cups and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's about how literally like the mob got involved and was stealing game pieces, selling them off. It was all
I knew nothing about this.
It was all run by the mob. It became this huge FBI investigation. There's a guy named Doug that is like an FBI agent that is like my hero because he's like hilarious.
Yeah.
And so as the episodes go along, they have a board like yours with pictures of the players, right? With like string. And as we're watching it, like every night, Chris is like, they got Trevor's board. They got Trevor's serial killer board. And it's like every night the board gets more intense as the episodes go on. And so we have been thinking about you while we're watching the mob McDonald's story.
So glad that's the impetus for a thought of me.
Yeah. Anyway, but so far we're like halfway through and it's good.
Okay.
It's good. You got the mob wife who's calling out her, ex-husband, and fantastic.
I'll put it on the list. I will put it on the list.
Yeah. HBO Max, McMillions, Flight Attendant, if you haven't seen it, and everything's good.
Absolutely lovely.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, you're gonna have to entertain for a second while I go refresh my drink.
This is really uncomfortable. Like I don't know what to say. What story should I tell?
You could actually. I would love, and I'm not going to be around to hear it. Like I'm not going to hear anything for the next 3 minutes.
You can go back and see it.
Well, that definitely. But you go. Actually, that would be a really fun experiment. I'll leave. You tell the story of how we met, all the dirty details.
Oh no!
The ex-girlfriend, all that fun stuff. Oh, but that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
As I've learned from working with Bert, it's always the story that you tell versus the actual events that's much more interesting.
I feel like it's pretty spot on.
I know, but it's always interesting to hear the way you tell it.
Okay.
Mine is always like, my girlfriend at the time.
Oh, yeah, I guess I always forget that.
Literally just swung from one Holly to the next. That sounds weird.
Yeah, so. Okay, you go get your drink. I'll start telling this random ass story because it is the most random way two people can meet and become close friends. Because
not just close friends, the best of friends.
You were literally leaving though.
I was.
If those people hadn't opened a door within 30 seconds, we would not know each other.
This is actually, this is very, very true.
This is so true. Like, hey, okay, you go ahead.
You want to come with? Come with.
Hurry the fuck up, dude.
Tell the thing. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So here's the story. So it was Trevor. Was it 2014 before you leave the room? Oh well, who cares? It was I think it was 2014. Anyways. It was just after Thanksgiving weekend. It was December 5th, I want to say. Trevor's better with the anniversary. But basically what happened was my friend Michelle and I had gone to a concert at the House of Blues because at the time the House of Blues was still at Downtown Disney. And I had gone Black Friday to get tickets to this concert. It was a CD release party of a country singer that no one really, cares about unless you love country music. So her and I had gone and we had camped out for front row for the show at the House of Blues. And we had both kind of traveled for the show. We had probably 2 or 3 cocktails at the show. We hadn't seen each other in probably 2 years. And we decided, hey, we're going to drink, have fun, sober up, go home. And so at the end of the night, we decided, let's go to Trader Sam's because she had never been. So we get to Trader Sam's. It's a random Saturday night. And there's a line. And I said, listen, let's just stand in line. Let's just wait. Let's get in. So Trevor and his friend Robert were actually already in line directly in front of us. And it was really random because there was 2 guys and Trevor had these 2 massive bags filled of Disney stuff. So we immediately were like, hey, what's going on? You're going to a bar. You have these huge bags of Disney things. What's going on? So he proceeds to tell us that he's been at Disneyland. He's been buying gifts for his nieces and nephews. And all he wants is a cocktail at Trader Sam's because he loves it. So we were like, we love it too. We've been at this concert. The line was so long on a Saturday night. We ended up talking to Robert and Trevor for 45 minutes, probably. And we're having a great conversation. We're like, these people are really fun. Next thing you know, Trevor and Robert were like, we can't stand on this line anymore. It's been 45 minutes. This is just stupid. We're going to go. Keep in mind, they were now first in line and we were second in line. And we're kind of just giving them shit of, why would you leave now? We're ready to go inside. So if you've been to Trader Sam's, you know there's kind of a ramp. So they walk all the way down the ramp. They've looped around. They're heading back to the Disneyland Hotel to obviously go to downtown Disney parking. And we're just about to not see them anymore. Like they're almost to the pool. And they came and they opened the door and they were like, hey, we can take like 4 people. So I immediately yell, like, Trevor, Robert, like, do you still want to go? They've opened the door. So they're like, oh my God, it opened. So they immediately run back to come in. And it just so happened 4 bar stools had opened. So we go in and we sit at the bar stools. And I was explaining how the bar stools will go up and down. And they said no. The bar guy started, moving the chairs up and down as a joke to kind of show him it was happening. And we had this really long conversation about how Robert had like been testing hot dogs. Like his job was literally in Arizona testing hot dogs to see their quality. And that was really kind of bizarre. So that's kind of everything that happened. And we were there several hours. And it ended up being where we all had such a good time. We exchanged numbers. And we kind of all went our separate ways. And that was that. And then I think it was like 2 or 3 months had passed. It was probably like 2 months had passed. And we came to like January. So it was like November to January, December to January. And Trevor had been in Chicago with his family and all these things like that had happened. And so he told me that everybody was going to Disneyland and that we all should meet up at Disneyland because we had learned that we all had passes. And what I'm telling the end of it. And so what ended up happening, I'm telling the end of it of like how we met again. So basically,
okay, good. Give me 1 more minute.
I was saying like, so basically what had happened was we hadn't seen each other for probably 2 months or something. And he had not told me that he had invited probably 25 people to Disneyland on a discount that he had to have a night at the hotels. And he was calling it Bangarang Weekend. So I just show up to kind of see him and like a few friends and be like, nice to see you again. And I am therefore thrown into come and meet me at this pool. We're hanging out by the pool. Doesn't tell me that everybody's in the pool. And I show up and it was like, nice to see you again. And he hops out of the pool completely soaking wet like everybody else is, giving me a hug. And that's kind of the second introduction to meeting Trevor. And in turn, meeting 20 other people that all became really, acquaintances or really in turn really good friends of mine. All because of this random get the hell back to the bar thing. So whenever we see each other, there's usually a tiki drink involved or a Carthay Manhattan, and it usually kind of goes back to the tiki bar. All because Trevor had to apparently get discounts with his Disney discount for gifts for his nieces and nephews for Christmas. So the reason why he says went from Holly to another Holly is at the time when we met, his girlfriend was named Holly. So whenever we're hanging out in a crowd of a lot of people, he'll scream too. And that would be me because I'm the second.
What'd I miss?
Well, I told the story of how we met.
Uh-huh.
And then how you attacked me when we met a second time out of a pool.
At the pool. Yeah.
And then I said, this is why I'm called to, and it was long random trying to awkwardly fill time.
Vamp.
So for that thing. And I'm realizing my computer power is going down. So hold on, I gotta go turn a light off and turn it on. So now
you gotta turn light off and on again. Well, then I'll vamp while she's gone. So the new cocktail. Oh no, I can hear myself. Okay, there we go. New cocktail is now a bourbon special.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's good. It's one step below. Oh yeah, it's really good. It's one of my favorites. It's one step below the Bourbon County Tequileros, which is a really weird way to say it. But it's the that was that cocktail that I had at the secret bar at Disney Springs down in Orlando that they took off the menu, but I made them make.
Oh, of course you did. Yeah.
That was the funniest thing was that I actually called a bar down in Orlando after I got back to LA and talked to the bartender to ask them how they made that drink so I can make it at home.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
Sounds about right. Yeah. No, I keep saying when this is over, I need to go down to Orlando with you since I've been to Orlando 3 times in my life. I've only been to downtown Disney, and you would think I've been to Disney World 100 times, but I haven't.
Oh, well then you're in for a treat because once we're all vaccinated and stuff, the one person who is actually actively watching right now. Hi, Katie.
Katie's gonna watch this and be like, "What? I just want to give a hi." I want to go get like pom poms or something, but I don't have them. But hi, Katie.
Those pom poms are in storage.
Well, no, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
But no, for sure. Like that's like I honestly, the best vacation I ever had in my whole life was in 2017 when I decided to just go to Disney World for 2 weeks. And
is that when you went for like the food thing?
I mean, it was during that time. It was during that. I had gone, a couple of times. Because that was, it was 2017, and I literally spent like 1 week, for the most part, just like going, what did I do? I went like, I did like each of the parks like 2 or 3 times, but like slowly. And then I spent a few days where I just went to the hotels. Like I hit every hotel.
I remember this because this was when everyone was subjected to your photo dumps.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that was months later because I took all the photos.
I know because I remember because it was like every day. This was when like Chris was still actively using Facebook, and every day he would be like, "What is with all these photos?"
I think I posted like 100 each day for like a week as catch up before then going on another trip.
It was just but it was also one of those things where all of us like me were like, that son of a bitch.
I mean, it was great like to just like literally like I would just like take each morning if I didn't get dropped off by the friend I was staying with, I would like take a Lyft or an Uber onto property, which is like they live like 5 minutes north of Magic Kingdom, which is just off property. And then I would just take public transit around.
Well, I think it's kind of like when you went to Europe, right? Which my ass still needs to do at like 37. But the point is like it's like when I went to Texas, like by myself, or when I went to, I guess I went with my mom to like Tennessee. But it's like when you go on a plane by yourself to go somewhere. And when I went to Texas, I literally rented a car and was like, I'm going by myself on a trip, right? And there's just something so great about it because it's like, it's just whatever, do whatever. And, I mean, like, and I truly like, besides me, the best person to travel with is Chris, because we're both kind of the same way. Like, let's go see everything. And you're kind of the same way of like, you're not the type of person that's like, let me go stay somewhere and just float in a pool for 5 days.
No, I went to
nice, bar. But it's like you go somewhere let me go see literally everything. And that's kind of your mentality too. So,
well, that was the problem. I feel like if you go on vacation with people, you end up like you're making compromises, and then there's always like the list of things that you didn't get to do when you did a thing. So that's why I was like, I got 2 weeks. I'm by myself. I'm calling the shots. I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
And I did.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people won't even make a list, and they'll just literally go and order cocktails and lay in the pool.
Oh, I didn't make a list, though. I was just like, have I been to that hotel yet? No. Cool. Let's go walk around. And I'd get there and I'd look at a map and go, here's the stuff to go check out.
Yeah. Cool. Well, when you have that amount of time, do that too. So.
Well, that was the trip where I also discovered the fact that you cannot take drinks with you on the bus, which I still do anyways. And you can't take them with you technically on the monorail, which I'll still do anyways. But you can take them with you on the boats. And like there's a couple of parks you can walk between, and you can just take drinks to go. I was like, oh, awesome.
Speaking of cocktails on boats, remember when we went?
Oh no!
when we went to Catalina.
That weekend at Catalina Island was the best. This is why I say some of my best stories are with you.
So for context, I had a broken ankle from a hike with Trevor. Broke my ankle on a hike with Trevor. This saint had to deal with me on the hike. And then we went to Catalina Island for a wedding that was scheduled. And he had to push my ass in a wheelchair around Catalina Island. And on the boat ride to Catalina Island and my ass in a wheelchair, we kept ordering cocktails.
Yeah, we did.
I really don't even. And then the best part was after we had all these cocktails, after we had all the cocktails on the boat, we showed up to the hotel to check in, and they tell us there's no elevator.
I drunkenly had to carry her up the stairs to get to our room. That was great. That was a great weekend.
And then we went to the wedding. So we get all ready for hopping around, get all ready for the wedding, get back down the stairs somehow, like the next day, like that day. It was that day.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we sobered up just in time to go to the wedding.
When we get to the wedding, we keep drinking. I don't know. I seriously don't know how I got up the stairs.
Oh no, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
I remember
we left
carrying up the stairs.
That was me. That was definitely me.
After, by the way, keep in mind, somehow I'm dancing in a wheelchair.
Oh, that was me. That was also me.
But remember, we ended up stealing all the bottles of wine from the wedding, like the half-drunk bottles.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, with the full intention of drinking them later before we were going to go to karaoke.
Which we never made it to.
And then we finally get up these stairs with my crippled ass upstairs with all our bottles of wine that some poor man working at the hotel had to carry for us. And remember, somebody at the wedding took pity on us and put us in their van with my wheelchair and drove us to the hotel. Remember that? Some sweet lady. Yes. And then we get to the hotel, we climb up the stairs somehow, but I would not let go of the wine. So some guy working at the place has the wine. We leave the hotel the next day. The wine's still there, half-drunk bottles of wine. We never got to karaoke. We end up going to the beach for the after party for the wedding the next day.
And got drunk again.
And then almost missed the boat by 10 minutes.
I know. I remember I was at the beach. I was only wearing my swimsuit.
Yes.
Nothing else. And then we somehow got back to the hotel.
I'm I just want to go on the sand, but I can't because I'm in a boot and a wheelchair.
We somehow I don't even remember. Did we pre-pack the room before we went to the beach? I feel like I didn't bring you up to the room. I feel like I just threw everything in the bag.
We pre-packed everything and left it in the lobby, right? Then
so we did
realized
think ahead.
Then we realized the time. We're drunk. you're like running down the boardwalk, pushing the wheelchair.
With you holding all the bags.
We go to the hotel and grab all the bags. You pile them on top of the wheelchair. We like run to the boat and we're like,
we get on the boat.
And we got on the boat and we drank more wine and some cocktails. And then poor Chris picks us up and he's like, what?
No. It was even worse than that because on the boat, because you parked your car in Newport. We got on the boat and I was still just wearing my swimsuit. I never put on a shirt. I never put on footwear. I was just like
this was like 6-7 years ago. They've been married that long, and I think we made a pact that like when I could walk again, we would go back. And the whole time you were yelling at everyone. The best part is the whole time you were yelling at everyone, this island is not wheelchair accessible. Because it wasn't. This is not the ADA code. Seriously, though, we need to advocate for that island to be wheelchair.
I have notes. But the no, I remember I
still honestly, after that whole experience, I go places now and I'm like, this place is not wheelchair accessible.
That was amazing because I loved it because like 3 days before you call me and you're like, I'm gonna cancel, like I'm not gonna go, and I was like, no, we're gonna go. We can do this. I will push you. I will carry you. I will do what we need to do. We need to go to this wedding.
And my friend Johnny was like, you have to come. Like, you can't not be there.
I'm thinking
for everyone that knows, for anyone that's been to Catalina Island, my friends decided to get married at the Botanical Garden, which is at the top of the hill, and then there's three flights of like stairs to get up to where the ceremony is, and you and all these people had to carry the wheelchair.
So here's what happened. Was that first I carried you down the stairs from our room, got you in your chair, and then pushed you through the town, and then suddenly it turned to gravel.
Oh my god!
And slightly uphill. And I pushed
there's
you.
There's a photo of me being very fucking happy in a wheelchair with you just sweating profusely.
Oh, I was horribly just soaked in sweat. But then we got to like the bottom of the stairs, and they're like, "It's up there," and I was like, "Fuck me."
Well, no, but they told us it was up there after they had cocktail hour prior to the ceremony.
That's right. We had cocktail hour at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah. Why we pulled in my friend Cameron and Kaylee to help us.
That's right. They helped take you up in the chair. That's right. And then finally, when we got to the top, it was just for the reception. And you got the photo of me just sitting there with more wine in my hand, just being like,
yeah.
That was a great weekend.
I still need to go. Like, all I really want to do, I want to go back to Catalina. And I want to go, like, I'm at the point in my life that I really don't want to go and, like, camp on the island like I used to. I want to go and stay in like the nice hotel we stayed before that's historic. And in turn, because it's historic and old, it can't have ADA code. It's exempt. I want to go stay at the exempt hotel. And
I would love to go back.
And I want to go travel the island. And this time I want to kayak and go on the beach and feel the actual sea.
Should that be our next bangering?
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, I feel like for me, I have so much vacation time piled up. It could be. Because for me, where I'm at now, that's an entire, like, 2-day travel day. Because I think actually, no, it's not. Because I think those boats go out twice a day or something. Right?
The Catalina Flyer goes out there in the morning and then comes back in the afternoon. That's it for that. Yeah, but there are other ways to get there.
I'm wondering if there's one that goes out in the afternoon, too. It probably is. Like, there's probably one that goes out in the afternoon and then in turn picks people up and comes back. So there's probably one that goes out at like 3 or 4. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like a full travel day. It would be the equivalent of me getting on a plane here and flying to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Future plans.
Kayak renting.
I still want to do a float trip with you. I've only done one, and that was with Bert on the Rio Grande and the Bert in the group. But that was great. Like I'd love to do a float trip with you.
I was talking to Mary in Amador County today, and I've only kind of we've walked through the entire creek in Sutter Creek, and you get to this dam with you can float around. It's peaceful and no one's there. But there's all these hidden watering holes out there that no one really knows about.
Okay.
There's rivers out there with river otters in them. Ooh. And but yeah, there's a lot of watering holes, so that will be happening this summer.
I'm in. I mean, we're not going to get vaccinated until May, so
because of I'll get vaccinated before you because I'm older.
Yeah, you will.
And I got asthma.
I am a prime specimen. I'm apparently going to be last.
Really though, are you prime?
According to my blood work, I am, despite all my best efforts.
I am happy for you.
Well, I had this conversation last week with who the hell was I kibitzing with? My friend Carlos. Was it Carlos or Sam? These are the last week or the week before.
Are you listing all the people you know?
I mean, I can. Do you want me to?
No.
The name. Anyways, so yeah, basically, I had my blood work done, and my doctor's like, "So your liver's in great condition," and I'm going,
"That's shocking."
I know, right? He's like, "But your red blood cells are they're a bit big," and I go, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Probably alcohol," and I go, "Well, that doesn't sound like me."
It's one of those things where it's if you have any, for me, I have multiple hereditary conditions that I don't need to list here. Mm-hmm. But it's usually I'm totally fine. I have anemia. I take my liquid iron, and minus the one time I've had to have a blood transfusion, I'm good, right?
I like how that's the caveat is minus the one time I've had to have a blood transfusion.
Or the fact that my feet just are randomly freezing all the time. But the point is,
that's just fair. But
the point is when you have issues, you deal with them, and you just kind of move on in life, and this is my issue. I'm gonna handle it and be good.
Yeah.
I feel come the fact that this vaccine is now coming, right? I feel I'm gonna be I have all these issues. And because of that, I need the vaccine before anyone, right? It's normally with your doctor, you're trying to downplay it and you handle it as you can with your supplements and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But when this hits, you're oh my God, I need everything immediately.
Well, that's
the top of the line.
So that was when I went in to talk to my doctor, he's so he's sitting there at his computer's so how many alcoholic drinks do you think that you have a week? And I'm like,
oh, well, you always lie on that. You probably said 3
I'm 10, and he knows that's a lie.
You said 10 a week? Do you literally
have 10 a week? Yeah.
Chris is over here. He's more. See, and this is the thing. I used to have probably at least 10 a week. And after COVID, I'm not you. I'm not pulling out the cocktail book, making the ones that taste good. So it's I drink less. Because normally we'll go out and get the good cocktail at the cocktail bar. So when you come, you're going to educate me, and then I'll be 10 a week. But for now, I'm 2.
To be fair, the bulk of it is in the morning I wake up, I have coffee. I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. Working out. having like that really
well, that's true. You
boring
drink down the
diet.
water a day and you run for like 10 miles and you
Yeah,
eat
like all,
asparagus.
all that stuff, and then I get to the evening and I was like, okay, cool, like I've done my stuff for the day, and then I was like chilling out, like all right, I'm gonna have a drink, and then a lot of it was like I'd get on like Zooms with people until late at night.
Well, yeah.
We're all having like cocktails and stuff like that, and then on tour, oh my gosh, on tour, it's just
Oh
like,
God, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I mean,
oh yeah,
literally, like
100%.
looking from the outside, watching that, it's just like you guys, like, I mean, I remember being with you before you went on tour, and there was like a whole conversation with the guys about the beer, and it's just like, then you see these pictures of all this custom, not custom, but like really small batch brewery beer, and it's like,
stuff.
I can't blame you. Like, I'd be wanting all of it too.
Yeah, no, like you get on the bus, and like for me, it's like I'm working from the time that I wake up basically until everybody is back on the bus at the end of the last show, and either we're just moving the bus to the hotel for the night and then leaving in the middle of the night, or we're immediately leaving to the next city. So for me, like I have like maybe like a good hour at the end of the night, which could be like 1 or 2 a.m., to where I'm like, okay, I can sit down with the guys and I can have a drink before I either just have to go to bed or inevitably am passing out. Like the number of times.
Yeah, that's literally what happened in San Jose. You guys like showed up to that bar at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Paper Airplane, great bar.
I want to go back there.
So much whiskey. Oh,
that place was good.
That was a really good spot. That was part of a great weekend, by the way.
I was only involved for like 2 hours, but yeah, it was fun.
Oh, that was a fantastic
never been there,
weekend.
so I had never been there.
That was Sac, Bakersfield, and
San Francisco, San Jose.
San Jose, not San Francisco. It was just San. Yeah,
you did San Jose, and I think you did Sac, San Jose, and then Bakersfield, right?
Yeah. And that was.
Because I sent you to Eureka. I sent you to Eureka Burger in Bakersfield.
Did we go there?
No, you ordered in.
That's right. I ordered in from there. Yeah. Okay, that was at like the Fox Theater or something like that there in Bakersfield.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because it's like everybody gives shit about Bakersfield and like, yeah, but there's actually some really good stuff in Bakersfield if you look, if you know.
The only time I'd ever been to Bakersfield before that was when I was taking the bus, the Amtrak bus from Burbank to Bakersfield, and I took the train up to you.
Yeah, there's like a haunted hotel in Bakersfield that's really good.
I got a photo of it.
Yeah, that I've gone to actually for Halloween, and there was like a psychic there, and it was Prohibition. What?
El Coyote?
No, what's that? I'm yelling at Chris now. Chris, what was that place called in Bakersfield, that hotel?
I remember the red neon above it. I just can't remember the name of it.
I think let me look it up. It's fantastic.
Because I took the photo of it. I took a photo of it as we were like leaving the bar that night, and then heading back to the bus.
Let's see, Bakersfield Haunted Hotel. Yeah, we went for like one of those what's that? Those game nights called like murder mystery nights.
I was about to say seance, but I'm like, that's not a game night.
It's called the Padre Hotel.
That one. That was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called the Padre, and then you have let's see. And my favorite place in Bakersfield, which you would pretty much never want to go, is Buck Owens Crystal Palace. Which Buck Owens is like this very famous country singer from 50s, 60s, I want to say. And
it's country singer.
Yeah. But it's this really, really cool historic bar in Bakersfield. And when you walk in, it's kind of like almost like it's like in the round type venue. everything in it's hardwood floors. The acoustics are insane. And the bar's got like a super old, like 60s Cadillac coming out of it. And yeah, like the venue has fantastic acoustics. So the point is, there's some good stuff in Bakersfield if you're stuck there and go to, look for
if you're ever trapped in Bakersfield.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you
go. Absolutely lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're just going to have to be, you know what you're going to have to be? I'm calling you right now. Number one, I'm going to make you a regular here. Number two, you're going to be our travel correspondent.
First of all, I feel bad for people that are like, oh my God, I cannot stand her and she's a regular. Like, this is not okay. and two, I've had plenty of people telling me I need a travel blog for years. But guess what? I don't do it. So.
We'll make it really easy. Like, we'll start off with be like, all right, we're coming up to like, summertime. What do people got to do in NorCal, SoCal? Like, all right, cool. Like, what are some like spots?
Like, literally, I got an email. I think I got an email yesterday. And I said to Chris, I was like, the Sideways Inn in Buellton is having a 21% discount through March 21st. We need to go.
This is
like
you.
The most random, thing ever. Like, I can give anyone a 3-day tour guide of Buellton and Solvang. Like, come at me. But
okay,
yeah.
Cool. We should plan that.
What, have you not been to Buellton and Solvang and Santa Ynez?
I haven't been to Santa Ynez. I've been to Solvang once, with the ex. And then, Santa Barbara, like sort of once on a road trip through.
Okay,
and
listen, here's the thing.
Because of Papa Robert. Because of Papa Robert's wedding.
Here's the thing with Santa Barbara. Like, you know me. Like, I love fancy places, but I also love thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales. I might want to go somewhere fancy, but I don't want to pay for somewhere fancy. So staying in Santa Barbara is silly to me. But if anyone goes to Santa Barbara, there is absolutely, you have failed at life if you do not watch the sunset at Butterfly Beach. That is all I'm going to say. It's one of my favorite places in California. It is literally next to, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. It's like one of the fanciest hotels in California is literally at Butterfly Beach. Don't pay to stay there. Just go to the beach and then leave.
Why do you gotta buy the cow when you can just get the milk for free?
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah. It's like something out of Hawaii. It's like beautiful, pure, beautiful. The sun comes down over an overhang, of like, you got the lay-in. It's covered with palm trees. The sun comes down behind them. It's a dog beach, so you got cute dogs running everywhere. Yeah, it's great. So usually what I do is I go to Solvang. I do the whole weekend, and then I time it where you get back to the 101 just in time for the sunset in Santa Barbara, and life's good. Yeah. So,
all right, I'll put it on the list. We'll do that next time. Otherwise, I'll go stop in slow for sure.
Yeah, but I would. Yeah, the key to going to Buellton and like Solvang is you must watch the movie Sideways before you go.
I have seen Sideways.
Yeah.
But I just haven't hit the spots in that movie.
The Hitching Post is in it, but like, it's not in the movie, but Los Olivos Cafe is one of the locations in the film that it was filmed at, but it doesn't say it. But Los Olivos Cafe is the place to go in the summer.
I feel like I've been there.
It's like the best. It's the best Arnold Palmer you will have in your life. Hands down, no question.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing this summer? Let's go!
Getting a vaccine.
Oh, yeah, that too. That too.
Anyways, listen, either we're going to continue or Chris is coming on for 2 minutes to say hello.
Well, I was actually going to say, we're actually going probably second to longest that I've ever gone with one of these before. So I was going to say we should probably wrap up, unless Chris wants to come by for a couple minutes. That's totally cool too.
Chris, do you want to come by for a couple minutes?
You don't have to. It's totally your option.
Chris says he's coming. I'll be right back.
Right. Oh, okay. I'll be left front. Was that a cow?
You get some chud in my mouth.
You got what in your mouth?
I think it's like something like, some kind of grass. You just put it in your mouth. The cows chew on chud.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
Okay.
slang for something like dip or something, but I don't know. It felt like the appropriate thing to say. So.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have sat down here. Silent 2 minutes as she went to go pee.
I was gonna say, like, I didn't have to keep her any longer. She just could have been like, "Listen, I gotta pee. Good night."
Right. Speaking of which, good night.
I'm back.
Did you wash your hands?
No,
I did. No, I did. You heard the water.
I didn't hear.
Did you wash
I'm
your
very
hands?
fast. The hands are kind of still wet. Yes, I'm good.
All right,
I don't mess around, man.
I'll let it slide. All right. Anyways,
I washed my hands. It's the middle of COVID.
Sure. Yeah, no, I believe you.
We've all learned the power of washing our hands and the importance of it.
Anyways, nerd. All right. So, you and I, as we know, we'll try 3 times to get off the phone, and then we just never do. And then we finally, like on the 5th try, we'll actually get off the phone. So, since we are approaching a 2-hour mark.
Oh, dear God. It's like we're on the actual phone and people have looked into our real lives.
Yeah, this is basically what it is. This will never get a sponsor. This will never sell.
No, we will not sell this. No. We are obnoxious individuals and no one cares.
Katie's still the only one who's watching as far as I can tell, and she's probably fast asleep right
We
now.
gotta give a shout out to Katie because I gotta say, I mean, that girl.
As a full disclosure, Katie already knows about you.
Katie, I could just hug you. I can't wait to come to Florida and we can, commiserate.
About knowing me?
Yeah, I mean, no. I honestly think that people know people that you like, love and adore and you're close with. I think that like friends of friends immediately are caring for each other. So I'm sorry she's had to suffer through 2 hours of this.
Hold on. Wait a second. She shows herself.
I'm not asleep.
She lives.
She lives. We have not put her to sleep.
And she also says,
"Thanks, Holly. You know what? Thank you."
Oh
God. Yeah, but I do think it's funny because it's like certain friends of mine that you have met. I met them through other friends of mine, and I had heard so many stories of them that like I loved them but didn't know them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I met them, I was like, I love you. So there's like certain people that you hear stories of and you're like, I like them. And then there's other friends of friends and you're like, I never want to meet that person ever.
Well, freaking your friends though, like Coco, Becca, absolutely love them.
Well, I gotta say though, like what am I, 5 years older than you? Maybe? How old are you now? You want to give that up?
I'm 32.
Yeah, okay. So I'm 5 years older than you. And I think when you turn 30, I was like, that's it. Like you hit like there was like a certain age that you hit that you're like, I'm gonna filter out all the shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you filter out all the shit, and you're like, literally everything that's left is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're really what you're saying is like your tolerance of bullshit just drastically lowers, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, you're above this amount on my bullshit meter. Yes. I will no longer deal with you.
Or if you deal with the person, it's like in itsy bitsy pieces.
Oh yeah, there's this number of people that I have to siphon them out, or not siphon them out, like ration them out, make sure I can only deal with them at certain times. Or I was like, your personality is just way too much. I gotta.
Well, you have like there's like the people that are like they take a little ounce of work. And there's the people that take no ounce of work.
Hopefully that's you and me.
Well, I mean, no, you take no ounce of work. There's several people there's a handful of people in my life that take no ounce of work. And then there's others that take more. Yeah, everybody has it, So yeah.
No, I'm glad to be in that pile.
Yeah.
Well, hey, so before we hit the 2-hour mark, because hot damn, last time I did that, it was with Dan Mitchum while sitting in a parking lot in the blazing sun.
Look, it's Dan. Okay, Dan's like one of those people that is like, this is gonna go on 2.5 hours, and it's gonna be fun. So it's fun.
I didn't even remember what we talked about, but I know it was good. He got sunburnt. I got really sweaty. All my equipment overheated when we sat in the parking lot, but it was fun.
I haven't seen that guy in several years, in like at least 5 years. But Dan, like, there's people in your life, you meet people, and you're like, you're a good person. Dan's a good dude.
He's up in he calls it Montucky.
Montana?
He's in Montana.
Oh, we're in Montana. We might have to set Chris and him up on a date if Chris goes to Montana.
That's a very good question.
We will find that out. We will set our men. We'll set up our men on a mandate.
I don't know if Chris and Dan, like the juxtaposition of those two with each other, like.
Oh no, it will be good. It will be good. Good stuff right there.
I'll be a little curious. But anyway, all right. So I should send to you. Wow, it's only 9:00 here. I'm going to send you the link for the pilot so that you'll actually listen to it.
The pilot of what? Of this?
I'll explain it while we're not this, but I'll explain it when we're not doing this. Okay. But I think it's something you'd really enjoy. But aside from that, you and I, as we know, could always just keep on talking. But
wait, what?
You and I, as we know, could always just keep on talking. Oh, you're shutting up. Okay, cool. We can just sit here then.
No, I'm sorry. I'm getting the yell at from the kitchen of I need to shut up because he's trying to wrap it up, and I'm well aware.
You mean 2 hours is his limit?
No, No, Chris is in the other room feeling bad for you because I never shut up. And therefore, I said, I understand. I'm going to be quiet. Let him wrap it up.
He clearly didn't see us that night of all the alcoholic milkshakes. We were sitting at the bar just constantly just like talking over each other.
He was there.
he apparently wasn't watching that.
Keep in mind he was there.
I mean, I know he was there, but he wasn't like, like keeping an eye on it. Like you and I were just like, it was just kept on going.
Yeah.
As we do. What's closing time? Anyways. I thought, never.
Are you going to play the song now?
I don't have a song.
You're not going to play closing time?
Oh, no. I mean, I could play it off like my laptop, but it's going to sound like shit.
Keep going. Okay. So it was nice talking to you for 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 45 seconds, but I think it's time to go.
I'll send you the thing. In fact, what I'm going to love is that, like, I feel like you and I are just going to keep on talking even after this thing goes off air.
That's because we have a problem.
Yeah, we do. We're two chatty Cathys.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, we'll wrap it up. You stay where you are right now. And I'm gonna try to I'm gonna end this thing real quick. I'm still working on the intro. I'm still working on the intermission stuff, whatever have you. I actually have intro music that to play, but I didn't finish the video in time. And then work on the outro. It's gonna get there. I'm gonna have a theme song. It's gonna be great.
Someone made you a theme song?
Yeah, my buddy Sam, the one who was on in the first week, he mixed this thing together. So yeah.
I feel like we're gonna go 2 or 3 years from now, and I'm gonna be just over in the corner making fun of the beginning of this, and I'm excited for that.
That's fine. I had a friend of mine who he's like, you're gonna do a podcast, whether it's audio or your live stream or whatever you're gonna do. The first 50 episodes or so, you're just gonna be like, blah, and just it's like throwing paint at the wall, and you don't really know what it is, and then hopefully by that point you start to figure out a rhythm. Hopefully you build an audience. By then people are interested in it, and as long as the content's good, people will show up, and those are the ones who will care about going back to the early episodes. But in the first 50 episodes, you're just figuring it out, and you're number 3. So
no, I'm number 2. I denied it.
2.
Sam, I almost had you, Sam.
No, Sam was week 1. Carlos was 2.
Sam, I'm out for Sam, man. The fact that Sam was number 1, but you know what? It's true to form. I really failed last week because I should have been 2. Because you do call me 2, and I think that would have been good. But
Well, I can't cancel Carlos.
Had I known, I would have stepped the hell up. Episode 3, though.
Well, I needed a Holly 3. 2 became 3.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, hang tight real quick. I'm gonna end this sucker so that now that we're at 2 hours and almost 2 minutes, that this can
cut me off, man.
All right. I should work on an outro and an intro, like dialogue wise. Thanks for attending Full Bars. For both signal strength and for the strength of your cocktails. Hopefully it was fun. Otherwise, go fuck yourself. That doesn't work.
Way to end. That was a terrible way to end.
I know. It was all great until the last part.
Next time I do this, I think Full Bars needs to have a cocktail menu posted to everyone about the cocktail of the week.
I am intentionally changing it up to where I could do a different cocktail each week. And I really do. I got to work on the graphics for this thing so I can just pop it up and be like, this is the cocktail I'm having tonight. Here's the recipe for it.
There you go.
I got to do it.
Number 3. What are we going to be at number 30?
It's going to be better than this. That's for damn sure. I got some things I'm working on.
No one's going to have to listen to me. You're going to have a better guest.
Are you kidding me? I'm going to have you on at least 2 more times by episode 30.
Oh, God, help everyone. I'm so sorry, Katie.
For the love of all that is good, let's take this off there and we can just keep on bitching at each other, just directly to each other instead of having anybody else pay attention to this shit.
Oh, yeah. There's another hour of this when you clock this out.
I'll just finish it with this. Until next week, good night.